My dear friends, look at me. I need you to be honest with yourself right now. When was the last time your mind felt truly quiet? Really think about it. For most of you, you can't remember, can you? I see you. I know what's happening inside your head right this moment. The racing thoughts at 3 in the morning. The anxiety that spirals from one worry to the next, to the next. The mental chaos that never, ever stops. Your mind jumping like a frightened rabbit. Bills, relationships, work, that conversation from yesterday, what someone might think tomorrow, on and on and on. Let me tell you something. 40 years ago, when I was a young monk, my mind was a tornado. I'd sit in meditation and feel like I was drowning in my own thoughts. I was exhausted, my friends, completely exhausted, and I thought something was deeply wrong with me. But here's what I discovered, and listen to me carefully. Mental chaos isn't permanent. It's not a life sentence. I'm living proof. The thousands of students I've worked with are living proof. Close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine your mind as a snow globe. Someone's constantly shaking it and you can't see clearly through all that swirling chaos. That's where you are right now. That's where I was. But what if I told you something that might sound crazy? What if I told you the chaos isn't actually the problem? Stay with me here. The problem is what you're doing in response to the chaos, the fighting, the resisting, the desperate attempts to make it stop. I'm going to share with you the secret that transformed my life. Not someday, right now in these teachings. It won't be easy, and I'm not going to lie to you and say it is. But I promise you, if you walk this path with me, if you really commit to understanding what I'm about to show you, your life will change. You don't have to live in that storm anymore. You really don't. There's a way out, and it's simpler than you think, but different from anything you've tried before. Are you ready? Take a breath with me. Let's begin this journey together. Here's something I need you to understand, and really this is so important. Your mind is designed to produce thoughts. That's what it does. It's like asking your heart to stop beating. The mind thinks. That's its job. Do you see what I'm saying? We call it monkey mind in Buddhism. Your mind jumping from branch to branch to branch, never settling. And you know what? That's completely normal. There's nothing wrong with you. I had a student come to me 2 years ago, beautiful woman, successful career, and she was in tears. She said, "Tenzin, I just need my mind to shut off, just for 1 hour. I'm so tired." I see this desperation in so many of you. But listen carefully now. We are not trying to stop the mind. Let me say that again. We are not trying to stop the mind. We are changing our relationship to it. Do you hear the difference? Think of your mind like a river. It's always flowing, always moving. You can't stop a river. But here's the thing. You can stop jumping in and getting swept away every single time. You can stand on the bank and watch it flow past. Be honest with yourself right now. How much energy have you wasted trying to force your mind quiet? How many times have you thought, just stop thinking, just stop thinking, just stop thinking? And what happens? More thoughts. It's like telling someone not to think about a pink elephant. What are you thinking about now? Exactly. This is the trap, my friends. The harder you fight the mental chaos, the stronger it gets. It's a paradox. You're feeding the very thing you're trying to starve. I spent years doing this. Years. Fighting my thoughts like they were enemies. Exhausting myself. And then one day, my teacher said something that changed everything. He said, "Tenzin, the problem isn't your thoughts. The problem is that you believe you should be able to control them." Let that sink in for a moment. Your mind won't stop. That's okay. That's actually perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with your approach. Well, actually, there is. But the good news is we can change it. And that's what we're going to do together. My dear friends, I'm about to share with you the secret that nobody taught you in school, that your parents didn't know, that our whole society seems to have forgotten. Are you ready? Here it is. The secret isn't controlling your thoughts, it's witnessing them. What does that mean? Stay with me here. There's a part of you, right now, as you hear these words, that can observe your thoughts without being consumed by them. We call this the watcher. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching your thoughts. The Buddha said the mind is like wild horses. You don't tame wild horses by wrestling them to the ground. You learn to ride them with awareness and skill. Let me tell you about the moment this clicked for me. I was sitting in meditation, maybe my 5th year as a monk. My mind was racing, thinking about my family back home, worrying about whether I was good enough, planning what I'd eat for lunch, just chaos. And then, for maybe 3 seconds, something shifted. I noticed I was watching these thoughts, not thinking them, watching them. There was me, and there were the thoughts, and there was space between us. Those 3 seconds changed my life. Now listen, I know what you're thinking, but Tenzin, when I'm anxious, I am the anxiety. There's no separation. I get it, I really do, but that's the illusion. That's what we're going to break through together. Think of it this way, clouds pass through the sky, right? The sky doesn't become the cloud. The sky remains the sky and clouds move through it. You are the sky. Your thoughts are the clouds. Here's a real example. You're worried about money. That worry is a thought cloud passing through. You can notice it. Oh, there's the money worry again. You're not denying it. You're not fighting it. You're just seeing it clearly. This is a thought about money, and I am the one observing this thought. This is everything, my friends. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which thoughts appear. Remember that. Write it down. This is the foundation of your freedom. Okay, my friends, now we get practical. I'm going to give you a practice that will change everything if you actually do it. And I need you to really commit here, because knowledge without practice is just philosophy. This isn't traditional meditation where you sit for an hour on a cushion. This is something you can do anywhere, anytime. Right now, as you hear my voice, I want you to try something. Notice 3 thoughts that arise in your mind. Just notice them. Don't judge them. Don't push them away. Just watch them appear. Did you do it? That's it. That's the practice. That's simple. Here's what I want you to do every single day. When a thought comes, any thought, silently label it. Thinking, worrying, planning, remembering. That's all. You're not analyzing why you're worrying. You're just noting, worrying is happening right now. Let me tell you about Marcus. Big executive, ran a company, couldn't sleep. His mind ran all night long. I taught him this exact practice. 2 weeks, my friends. 2 weeks of noting his thoughts, and his insomnia ended. Not because his thoughts stopped, but because he stopped being imprisoned by them. Now, I know what's going to happen. You're going to forget. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to think it's not working. I still forget sometimes, after decades of practice. That's okay. That's part of the path. Here's your homework, and I'm serious about this. Set 3 reminders on your phone every day. When they go off, pause for 60 seconds and just witness your thoughts. Label them. That's it. You're creating new pathways in your brain. Think of it like walking through a forest. The first time, there's no trail. You have to push through branches and bushes. but you walk that same path every day, and eventually there's a clear trail. That's what we're doing with witnessing. Consistency beats perfection every single time. 5 minutes every day is better than an hour once a week. Trust me on this. This practice is building the foundation for lasting peace, not temporary relief, real deep peace. But you have to do it. Will you commit to that with me? My dear friends, let's talk about the hard moments, the really hard moments, because I'm not going to stand here and pretend that witnessing your thoughts fixes everything instantly. Sometimes the chaos feels unbearable. Sometimes you're having a panic attack and your heart is racing and you can't breathe and witnessing feels impossible. I see you. I know this pain. Listen to me carefully. In those crisis moments, we need emergency tools. Just like a hospital has different treatments for different emergencies, we need different practices for different levels of chaos. 2 years ago, I got a call at midnight. One of my students, Sarah, was having a severe panic attack. She was convinced she was dying. I talked her through something I'm going to teach you right now. When the chaos is overwhelming, when you feel like you're drowning, do this. First, notice you're in chaos. Say it out loud if you can. I'm in chaos right now. Naming it gives you just a tiny bit of distance. Then find your breath, not any breath, your breath in your body. Feel it in your chest, your belly, your nose. 3 deep breaths, count them. 1, 2, 3. Now feel your feet on the ground. Actually feel them. Press them down. You're bringing your awareness out of your racing mind and into your body. This interrupts the mental loops. This is neuroscience, my friends, not just spiritual talk. Here's what I need you to understand, and this is so important. Needing these emergency tools doesn't mean you've failed. It doesn't mean the practice isn't working. I still use them. After 40 years, I still have moments when I need to anchor myself in my breath and my body. In those dark moments, I want you to remember this mantra. This is temporary. I am safe. This will pass. Say it as many times as you need to. There's a difference between managing a crisis and preventing chaos long term. We're learning both. Think of it like a storm. In the middle of a hurricane, you find the eye, that calm center. That's your breath, your body, your feet on the ground. Healing isn't linear, my friends. You'll have setbacks. You'll have days when the chaos wins. That's okay. That's part of being human. Be gentle with yourself. I mean that. Now we need to talk about something crucial, my friends. Your mind is a storyteller. And listen to me carefully. Not all the stories it tells you are true. In fact, most of them are lies. Your mind catastrophizes. It thinks in black and white. It reads other people's minds or thinks it does. It tells you you're not enough, that something terrible will happen, that everyone's judging you. Sound familiar? I had a student, beautiful soul named Jennifer. She was convinced everyone at work hated her. Convinced. She'd walk into a room and people would be quiet and she'd think, see, they were talking about me. They hate me. Classic mental lie. So I taught her something I'm going to teach you. When a thought comes that creates suffering, ask yourself, is this thought true? Can I absolutely know it's true? This practice comes from a teacher named Byron Katie, but it's deeply aligned with Buddhist wisdom. We're not accepting every thought as gospel truth. We're investigating. Here are the most common lies I hear. I'm not enough. Something terrible will happen. I can't handle this. Everyone judges me. Do you recognize any of these? Be honest with yourself. Let me show you how to cross-examine these lies. Take I'm not enough. Is it true? Well, not enough for what? Not enough compared to who? Can you find 3 pieces of evidence that you are enough? Maybe you helped someone yesterday. Maybe you showed up today even though it was hard. Maybe you're loved by someone. I still catch myself believing thoughts that aren't true, my friends. The difference is, now I catch them. I notice, oh, there's that old lie again, and I question it gently. Think of your thoughts like a movie on a screen. The movie shows you all sorts of things, monsters, disasters, failures, but it's just a projection. It's not reality. Here's your practice. Write down your top 3 recurring anxious thoughts. Then, for each one, find 3 pieces of evidence against it. Not to deny your feelings, but to see the truth more clearly. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Read that again. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Let that really sink in. This might be the most liberating truth you ever learn. All right, my friends, let's bring this all together. I'm going to give you a daily practice that synthesizes everything we've learned. This is your roadmap to lasting peace. Are you ready? Every morning, before you even get out of bed, spend 5 minutes witnessing your thoughts. Don't check your phone. Don't start planning your day. Just watch your mind wake up. Notice what thoughts appear first. Label them gently. Throughout your day, set hourly reminders. When they go off, do a 60-second check-in. Notice what you're thinking. Note it. Worrying. Planning. Remembering. Then return to whatever you were doing. Every evening before sleep, review your day's mental patterns without judgment. Just observe. Today I worried a lot about money. Today I was present during lunch. Today that email triggered my anxiety. Now listen, I know what you're thinking. Tenzin, I don't have time for this. My response, you have time for mental chaos, don't you? This practice takes maybe 15 minutes total. You're already spending hours suffering from your thoughts. Let's redirect that energy. But I keep forgetting. Use technology. Put sticky notes everywhere. Ask a friend to check in with you. Make it impossible to forget. Nothing's changing. Transformation is gradual, my friends. It took me years to develop the peace I have now. You won't become enlightened next Tuesday, but I promise you, you'll start noticing moments of quiet that weren't there before. Here are your weekly reflection questions. What thoughts dominated this week? When was I most present? What triggered my chaos? Write them down. Journaling is powerful. It externalizes the thoughts, gets them out of your head and onto paper where you can see them clearly. Find others on this path. Community matters. When you're struggling, someone else might be strong. When they're struggling, you can support them. Think of this practice like tending a garden. You water the seeds of peace every single day. Some days you won't see any growth, but underneath the soil, roots are deepening. Trust the process. Start small, stay consistent, be patient with yourself. The peace you're seeking is already inside you. We're just clearing away the chaos so you can find it. My dear friends, close your eyes with me for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow and your mind feels quiet, not empty, but peaceful. You notice thoughts, but they don't grab you. You face your day with clarity instead of anxiety. Can you feel that possibility? This isn't fantasy. This is what changes when you practice what I've taught you. Better sleep, real sleep, where your mind actually rests. Improved relationships, because you're actually present with the people you love. The ability to handle stress without falling apart. Reduced anxiety, more moments of genuine peace, Let me tell you something personal. I was a chaotic young monk 40 years ago, anxious, obsessive, exhausted. Now, I still have thoughts, I still face challenges, but I don't suffer from my mind anymore. That's the difference, and it's everything. Last month I got a message from a student who's been practicing for 6 months. She wrote, "Tenzin, I realized I haven't been anxious in 3 days. I can't remember the last time that happened. That's what's possible for you, my friends, really. But I need to be honest with you. This isn't a destination where you arrive and everything's perfect forever. It's a way of being. It's a daily practice. Will you ever be completely free of mental chaos? Your mind will always produce thoughts. That's not going to change. But you're suffering from those thoughts. That can end. I promise you that. Here's what I want you to remember. The secret was always inside you. I didn't give you anything you didn't already have. I just helped you remember. You are not broken. You never were. You were just taught the wrong approach. Now you know the secret. The chaos was never the enemy. Your resistance to it was. When you stop fighting and start witnessing, everything shifts. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Practice daily. Be patient with yourself. Share this wisdom with others who are suffering, and know that I'm with you on this path. May you find peace. May you find courage. May you find compassion for yourself and all beings. Go in peace, my dear friends. The quiet mind you're seeking is closer than you think. You already have everything you need. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Now go, practice, be free.